All right. Into the Lorna shore. Oh, no.
Time to go swimming.
Ooh, what the hell is that?
God. Is a sick drone shot.
Oh, hell no. What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and I have a special guest in the house, the one and only Andy Rue. What's up, man?
What's up? I'm the one who introduced you.
To Lorna Shore, you did.
Shore. You know what's crazy? I get so many people, either when I go to concerts coming up to me from that reaction,
really,
or like people will comment on my Instagram. If y'all don't know, my Instagram's popping now. Apparently, a lot of people in the metal scene know me. Every time I go to these shows, everyone says hi. I love it, but it's funny because a lot of them come from your reactions, and I always get comments. They're like, "Aren't you that dude from Black Pegasus reaction with Lorna Shore? Aren't you?" So it's kind of funny.
Yo, that thing has 250,000
Yeah,
views.
that's a lot.
That's a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to do, preface this before we get started. You know what I mean? Because what'd you say? This is deathcore?
Deathcore.
So we made the leap. Like, I'm thinking here, what would Bob Seger think? What would Bob Seger do?
Yeah.
But so we got rock and roll. You know, we got hard rock. Then we got metal. Then we got heavy metal. Then we got death metal. Now we have deathcore.
Yeah, which is a combination of death metal and hardcore. Hardcore is one that you really haven't dove into a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to do before we get this reaction started is tip my hat to Lorna Shore and especially Will Ramos, or Ramos, as I would say it. This mother effer is mad talented. And I know sometimes I get on here and be like, yo, because he does sound scary to me. But I've been watching some of the videos where they put the mic in his throat.
Oh, yeah,
and then he's doing these covers of Sleep Token. This MFer is the truth. So, you know, whatever's going on here with me, hey, man, that's just my authentic reaction. But tats off, and I'm giving my flowers to Will and Lorna Shore because they are savages. Now, if you're here for this first-time reaction, we're going to check out Lorna Shore Oblivion. I guess this just dropped. He's like, yo, new joint dropped. And I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna.
Maybe we should.
All right, man, I'm in. I'm in. Anyways, if you guys are here for it, like, share, comment, subscribe, and welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome
This does not
back,
serve
welcome
the reaction
back,
we're about to do.
welcome
That's the
back.
exact order of this.
40.
All right, I got the logo down, the video up. Don't forget, support the original content on the channel. Also, if you want to check out my other channel, Pegasus vs. the World, over there I do commentary. Here's where we do all the music and the music reactions. If you want access to the reactions early, we have a membership for that. Link in the description. Big catalog of reactions that haven't been put out yet, and I update it every day. So you can have some fun. There's not an obligation. Eventually, the stuff from the membership is going to go to the public, so don't trip. Thank you for the support. Huge shout out to all of the members. Now, this is on Lorna Shore's official YouTube channel. Please go over there and watch this without us. What we're doing isn't a substitute for the original. I always want to put that out there. I always want to pay homage to the original content creator, even if they are dragging around dead carcasses at the beginning of their videos. Now,
It's crazy. It's a little crazy. It's a wild start.
I don't know if this is because of the dire wolves that they brought back from extinction or what, but we're getting into it. All right, Lorna Shore, Oblivion. I'm here for it. Let's rock.
It looks like a movie.
Yeah. Looks like a trapper, how they would carry, like, you know, skins and stuff. That's kind of messed up.
Pretty. I was gonna say that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder where this was filmed. This is sick. Into canyons and stuff.
you know, it could be AI at this point.
Could be. Oh, it looks like Ronnie
Or
Radke.
Arizona.
No, I can't. That's actually crazy drummer. Austin Dickey, I think is his name. Austin Archer. There's the man. know what's going on. What is going on?
I don't know. And I was trying to make out just one word. And
I haven't been able to either. I'm not gonna lie.
I felt like at the end he said maybe die.
Tells you a
Oh
whole lot.
man, this is insane. And what I was going to tell you is this: whoever the drummer is, the percussionist is, he's crazy because this is moving at the pace of like machine gun fire.
Yeah, it's Austin Archie, I think is his name. It's Austin something.
Okay.
It's either Archie or Archer or something like that. Yeah, no, he's definitely renowned in the drumming community for sure because he's ridiculous. I was just trying to figure out what story they're trying to tell right now because it starts off with them, whoever dragging the body, right? And the body didn't look like any of them who were just on screen. And then they went to like these dudes playing poker, and it looks like it almost reminds me of like Breaking Bad. I don't know if you've ever seen Breaking Bad, but it looks like a meth lab. Like that's kind of what it looks like they're doing. And then they're just playing darts. So I don't know what's going on.
Hold on, I kind of want to. I'm just curious. Let me just see
Looking
if I
at the
can.
lyrics.
Yeah, just because maybe something will pop in my brain. Hold on, I got to do that on Google because the AIs don't really pick up lyrics like that.
Oh yeah.
Lorna Shore Oblivion lyrics. I bet they might even be on the song. Lorna Shore. Okay, here we go. Genius. So I'm just going to read. See, there's no way. Intro. Shaking hands with death. A means of fallacy. Take all of your regret and fucking bathe in it. We only know how to burn the forest, stain the ocean, rip the earth from its revolution, forcing a path through the ebb and flow of rebirth. We feed the curse. Bro, this is so deep. This is about humans being parasitic and destroying their environment.
Right.
And messing up the ebbs and flow of nature. That's crazy. Like, this dude is a ill lyricist, bro.
So do you think, because it looks like, maybe I'm not paying enough attention, but does it look like kind of the dudes who are like playing the games and stuff, it looks like some sort of drugs are involved. He's like puking up blood. He's like, I wonder what that has to do with that.
I mean, they could be telling a totally different story from the lyrics. Sometimes people do that, but I got to watch more of it. So, damn. Okay, let me dial in. I don't know. I'm trying to pick up. I just want to pick up a few lyrics on my own.
Yeah,
So that's important.
Yeah.
Again, when I hear stuff like this, I feel like this just gives this exhilarating feeling of like being a fighter pilot and just being in the middle of a dogfight. Like this is what you need to get through a dogfight in a freaking, fighter pilot's jet.
Yeah. What's he wearing? Like, what is that?
It's probably like the future or something.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I might know what's going on. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe it's that the world that they live in is so toxic because of all the things that they're doing. This dude, he stepped out without that mask thing on, and he's like seizing and doing stuff, but that dude has the mask on.
It's like the atmosphere.
I think that's what it was.
Or type
yeah.
That makes sense.
We can keep going. I was like,
let me try to get these first two lyrics.
What
have we done? Yeah. Okay, I can understand that. Our time has come. What have we done? Looks like the Book of Eli.
yeah, right? Dystopian stuff for sure. I'm actually kind of hyped to hear that. And they do this sometimes, right? So, like, you remember To the Hellfire, the very first one, and he had those, like, alien noise, like, pig, like, squealing, kind of, like, crazy vocals. After he made that, a lot of bands tried to follow that trend, because that's kind of the part of the song that blew it up and made it so massive was how crazy that sounded. And then, like, there's, like, dozens of bands who tried to do that now.
So they're the trendsetters.
Yes. But what I like about that breakdown is that's very much like a normal heavy breakdown that's not reliant on like having a blow up moment or like a viral moment. And I was kind of getting sick of hearing these bands try to mimic what Lorna Shore was doing here. Now, they weren't the first to do it. We had like Infinite Annihilator and other bands that would like do these crazy vocals. But I think Lorna Shore was like the big staple that blew that up, you know, in the recent couple years. So like it's nice to hear that they're kind of like, at least in this song so far, it sounds like they're kind of straying away from that, doing those viral moments or those big moments that'll pop on TikTok and reaction channels, and just making heavy music. Like, that breakdown was so sick when they slowed it down right there.
I'll never react to IA again.
Yeah, I remember that. You didn't even finish it. You didn't even finish it.
This is kind of ill because the lyrics are deep. Actually, let me pull up the lyrics and see what we've missed. Now,
it was kind of sad. Not to interrupt you. It was kind of sad. He like goes back into the guitar and he's like keeps the pick with him. Like, he just lost this dude. I don't know if it was like he made himself die. I don't know what we can say on YouTube, but I don't know if he did that on purpose or not. But like that's a crazy story that this is building right now.
We've justified the means, paving our way over setting fire to Asa to watch it burn. We all deserve 6 feet of dirt separation beneath the smoldering, a never-ending world inflamed. Our hands are crimson, stained by the effing blood. Now there's nowhere left to run. What have we done? What have we done? We split the star. I thought I heard him say star. We split the star, fractured the earth. Our time has come. Oh, what have we done?
Yeah, this is just straight like dystopian. We messed up our own world kind of stuff.
Fall into oblivion. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy because when I read his lyrics, I actually become even so. I can't get on here in front. Like, I'm not here to pander to the deathcore audience. Like, look, I'm here showing respect to musicians who are killing it in today's world. You know, I personally, bumping this would be a little crazy. Like, I'd have to be in a very unique,
very specific mood.
Like, I mean, this is like, you know, I'm about to go into the scariest jiu-jitsu match of my life type thing, you know, like, you know. And to me, the sounds, it sounds kind of scary. Like, it sounds like, you know how you're like, yo, it's heavy. Yeah. The other thing is this makes me realize how old I am, too, because, you know, I remember when I was young and I tried to let my dad, I'm like, yo, you know, hip hop isn't all bad. There's a message in it. I remember trying to play him some positive Wu-Tang shit. And he was just like, man, turn that off.
Yeah,
you know
that's right. You know, it's the same thing here.
Now,
it's like people might think it's just
open-minded. I'm not going to say turn it off. I'm interpreting lyrics. I'm like, cool, but I ain't going to just come here and pander to people just because, you know, they want you to love or like something. But what I will highlight is these vocal frames, because he's going from this level where I kind of understand it, so it's a little softer, but he's going into these deepers, these screams, these growls, these sound effects, because to me it always reminds me of like a Predator or Alien. And I'm like, what the?
And that's kind of the point, you know, they're using it more as an instrument. You know, they do have lyrics and stuff, and that is all important, but I think a lot of the people, when they try to get other people into metal, that's one of the things that they say is like, when you hear the screaming, don't try not to think of it as human as you would like a rapper or a singer. It's very much like another instrument in the whole band.
Yeah,
gotcha. You know, every single person in this band is ridiculously talented, including Will.
Yeah.
So it's cool. And then thematically, you know, it's just, you know, they're not the first people to write stuff about this. I love when like these deathcore and hardcore artists write about like very important issues and things like that. Like I think the last time I heard something about kind of like how we're treating the earth and all that, it was a song by Chelsea Grin called Bleeding Sun. Had the same message. It was just like, we're gonna end up destroying the earth, you know, blah, blah, that whole thing. So
all right, here we go. Lorna Shore, Oblivion.
God!
That was nuts. That was brutal. It was crazy. I feel like he's...
Okay, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, so I don't know if you remember the trilogy that we watched from them. When I had prefaced to you, I was like, they make deathcore beautiful, and you were like, "What are you talking about?" You're like, "Deathcore beautiful." That's kind of, you know,
Yeah.
And I just feel like this is another song where, with that guitar solo, it sounds so beautiful. Like, it's an incredible
the
guitar
end,
solo.
So I was gonna say the end was the best part for me.
Yeah.
Because I could actually understand it musically from like all the different rock I've been. The moment the solo started playing and the music, it was just like, oh shit. But like throughout the song, the one crazy thing that they encapsulated through the visual art and the musical art was like, I could see this as like the soundtrack for the end of the world, for real. You know, from the vocal, even though it's like scary, there's still this vocal emotion that it does spark something. And this is from someone who's novice, who does not listen to music like this. I was like, oh, he's kind of going crazy, but it definitely evokes that emotion. And when he says, "What have we done?" you understand certain things from it.
And every time he said, "What have we done?" that like really brings that out of you. It sounds very like, you know, and I love it. That was super cool. But I was like, yeah, I think that mixed with like Lorna Shore is just kind of known for like having their orchestral elements too, like having the big, you know, violins and everything going, and it just does sound beautiful. At least to me, it does. I think that kind of raw emotion is beautiful to me. And then just the guitar solo. I think every time he includes one, he did it in the Pain Remains trilogy and everything. Like he's killer. He kills these solos and is able to add so much emotion and depth to these tracks. I feel like
it's interesting because it was a 8-minute song, so almost 9 minutes, and there's not many lyrics.
Yeah.
Where do I begin? We've shaken hands with Oblivion, a war of attrition, an involuntary epidemic of side. When cyanide. We cannot yet defy our form. We are the locust swarm. We are all poisonous, venomous inside, the blight of the world's divide. We only know eradication, so kill the light in me, diminish the sky reflection so we can finally see. This is the war within, all this destruction, shake up the world unknown to me. We are infernal beings, reconditioned for self-destruction. Our hands are... So I want to get into these lyrics. I'm betting he wrote the lyrics because of the way they're presented, and I'm wondering if just this state of polarization in the world, if he's sitting back looking at the world from our environment, you know, things we do to our environment, and that's a nuanced conversation, But we all know like an oil spill in the middle of the ocean killing fish is not good. You know, there's, you know what I'm saying? Now, is it carbon? Is it because we're eating meat? That's another conversation. But at the end of the day, people do care about the environment, and we only have one planet. He's absolutely correct. But some of this stuff, this self-destructive, there's like this, you know, really crazy racial tension, at least online. Sometimes in real life, I think some of it's fake, but there's all these tensions. I feel like he's speaking of that because of the world we're living in. Our hands are crimson, stained by blood, the effing blood. Now there's nowhere left to run. What have we done? Fall into oblivion. That's the hook. We can't escape oblivion. What? Oh, what have we done? This obsidian, the oblivion born from our sins over and over. It echoes inside of me. I feel it coming. Oblivion. Break down the walls of apocalyptic extinction. We exhume. We have carved the path of pain, treading the fine line of our destructive nature into oblivion. We split the stars, fall into oblivion. Okay, so my question is to anyone, if you're still with us on this reaction, please tap in. This is the question. How much are you a person who can never have heard a Lorna Shore song and then understand every single lyric just from playing it? I'm really curious if there's any person like that, or if there's more people out there like me where you have to read the lyrics, get into it, and then, you know, start to get the flavor. Other than that, I actually really like the lyrics in the sense of it's very poetic, it's very abstract, and has an intelligent writing style. He's using words that I haven't even seen before at sometimes, and then sometimes just even putting words like crimson, it just adds this poetic, and there was some abstract ways of delivery. So hey, there you have it.
That was good. Was that a certified banger?
It's something. It's banging my ears for shizzle.
It's banging something.
That's a freak off for you. Anyways, you guys, let us know what we got, what we missed. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hats off and respect to Lorna Shore. Catch you on the next one.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ boys. 40.
Those drums were insane.